Hi everyone, just calling on here quickly to let you know about my new book, Healing the Eating Habit, and to let you know what I'll be doing um, next month and in October. Next month, I'm going to be in Glastonbury in the UK at the Assembly Rooms in Glastonbury. That's August 11th, 12th, and 13th. And then in October, I'll be at Alexandra Palace in the Mind, Body, and Soul Expo there. And that's October 13th, 14th, and 15th. And I'll be giving a talk on the Sunday, which is the 15th of October at 2 p.m. in the Nirvana Lecture Hall. So hopefully see you then. This is available from Amazon. It's also available from Lulu Online Publishing in the UK, and you can check out my author page. A quick recap on what I do. This is basically about three main principles that will help you lose weight permanently and naturally. And it is permanent weight loss. I can't stress that enough. It's permanent weight loss. And it's permanent because you deal with the underlying emotional issues that cause you to eat when you're physically full. Now, the emotional aspect to eating when one is carrying excess weight is vitally important to acknowledge, to address, and to deal with in different ways than you've been dealing with before. If you're carrying excess weight, some of your emotional issues that you're uncomfortable with, you've somewhere along the line got into the habit of eating when full to help you deal with them. Physically, you don't need that food. Physically, you don't need that food when you're full. That's why I call this book Healing the Eating Habit. You're healing your eating habits. Now, habits are very much linked with addictions. A habit can be relatively easy to change, but an addiction can be incredibly hard to change simply because it has an underlying unresolved emotional issue that the addiction is helping you deal with. So once we deal with the underlying emotional issue, once we pinpoint and resolve that emotional issue, we no longer eat when full because of it. So this is why healing the eating habit works. This is why it can be said to result in permanent weight loss. As you may have experienced if you've had a history of dieting. With diets, you can lose the weight, but it always gets regained, and often then some. So you regain the weight you've lost, and you also somehow mysteriously gain even more as well, a few pounds, a few kilos more. You realize you're worse off than when you started the diet. So why is that? Mainstream thinking would say, oh, it's just lack of willpower. But willpower is a bit player in the weight loss game. Willpower really is just a bit player. The main characters are the underlying unresolved emotional issues that are driving you to eat when you're already physically full. Because that eating when full helps you suppress your emotional issues. That's a way of dealing with them, suppress them. So, what I offer is the resolving of these emotional issues. I teach you how to pinpoint and resolve those emotional issues. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist, and I'm not a psychologist by any means, but I am someone who has healed her own eating disorder through looking at these more holistic, emotional based approaches. So, what I say to people is I'm basically accompanying you on a journey. I made that journey myself, so I can act as a guide. And you use your own discernment as to who you obviously have as a guide through your life or guides through your life. And I encourage you to consider the more holistic approach because it can often go that level deeper that really gets you the results that you want. So, as I said, this is like I'm your guide on a journey from being a compulsive eater to being someone free from compulsive eating. I am a guide on your journey from being someone who is carrying excess weight to someone who becomes naturally slim. I am a guide on your journey of life where you are moving from being someone who suppresses their emotional issues through habits of eating when full, maybe even of drinking and smoking as well, and other such addictions. So I can accompany you from that position of being someone who suppresses their emotional issues to someone who pinpoints and resolves their emotional issues and therefore can give up any bad habits and dysfunctional eating patterns very easily and bring in the natural eating pattern of I'm hungry, I eat, I'm full, I stop eating. And that just follows through naturally that you lose your excess weight. I always say what gets you slim keeps you slim. Eating when hungry and stopping when full will get you slim. Eating when hungry and stopping when full will keep you slim. Okay, so this is a wonderful book. I started writing this when I was 27, and it has taken until now for me to publish it in that original form. So this was written when there wasn't any Facebook, there wasn't any YouTube. So it's almost from a different era. Yeah. And I've written other books since then. I've written True Slimness and Simply Full and Guidelines for Healing Your Eating Habit and Weight Loss for Blokes. They're all available on Amazon and YouTube as well. But this has a different voice because it comes from that time of pretty much 30 years ago. I had been healed of my eating disorder over 10 years at that point, and I was living in London at that point. So it's written from that perspective. It's got a lovely writer's voice that I like. It's my younger writer's voice. And it really teaches those three main guidelines: eat when hungry, stop when full, pinpoint and resolve your emotional issues that cause you to eat when full, and raise your self acceptance. That's the formula that will get you slim and keep you slim. Okay, so hopefully see you in the assembly rooms in Glastonbury, August 11th, 12th, 13th, where I'll be signing and selling my copies of Healing the Eating Habit. Also, October, Ali Pali, North London, absolutely wonderful place, wonderful area. You've got the gorgeous big Alexandra Park there, where Ali Pali is, beautiful building up on a hill. In North London, you've got Wood Green Tube Station, Muswell Hill, Highgate Tube Station, Northern Line, Piccadilly Line to Wood Green. They're your nearest tube stations. And you can get the buses to Muswell Hill, and it's a short walk from there. So that's 13th, 14th, and 15th of October. And I'll be giving my lecture on the Sunday, that's Sunday the 15th of October at 2 p.m. in the Nirvana Lecture Hall. Okay, so that would be a wonderful weekend for anyone interested in mind, body, soul. Lots and lots of excellent speakers, lots of stalls, and well worth the entry fee. So hopefully see you there, and if not, catch you again on YouTube.